you guys want to be able to do this, well, do I have the build for you? Hey everyone, today my name is Nest. I'm going to be showing off my Plasma Gun Executioner's Stance, aka the Plasma Caster build for Veteran on Warhammer 40k Darktide. This is the first video I've ever made on a build of my own. It's the first Darktide video I've ever actually put together, so I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would drop a few comments and tell me what I could improve on, or tell me what you enjoyed, because I do plan to make more Darktide builds or guides in the future. I'm not the most seasoned player, but I do enjoy the game a lot, and I enjoy playing high-level Havoc missions, 30, 35, 40. I have done Havoc 40s before. I am experienced with Orc Maelstroms. I feel like I am in the right boots to be able to give you guys some builds that you might want to try. So this is the Plasma Caster build. It is mainly focused on absolutely annihilating bosses, monstrosities, ogrins, specialists, whatever. As long as it can be highlighted with your Executioner's Stance or your Focus Target ability, it can die in 3 to 4 shots. On Auric difficulty, you will regularly one-shot Plague, or not one-shot, 3-shot Plague Ogrins, Chaos Spawns, and 3 to 4 shot Beast of Nurgles. They're a little bit more finicky, because to actually get that cleave to their weak spot from the front, you need to raise your heat, so it tends to be 4 shots. But even then, that's ridiculous. You just charge it up, shoot, charge it up, shoot, charge it up, shoot. TTK is 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. It's pretty nutty. But for this build, I am running Shock Maul. I would recommend Dump Set on mobility. I'm lazy. I'm also pretty broke, so I'm trying to conserve my money for other things. And this is just a Shock Maul I picked up from the milk store. I would run Maniac or Flak or Carapace. All of your unyielding and most of your Carapace damage is going to be dealt with the Plasma Gun, but the Shock Maul is good for controlling Ragers when they get into your face. For Blessings, I would run Skull Crusher. It's just a minimum. You're going to be staggering enemies every single time you hit them, and every single time you hit said staggered enemies, it adds 4 stacks of plus 10% damage, up to 40% damage against those enemies. That's really valuable when you have a ton of Poxwalkers and Groaners up in your face and you just want to kill them. Second blessing is Hammer Blow. Impact is nice because you can knock people on their butt easier, and that blunt force trauma is going to get through their black armor. Another decent blessing I would run is the high voltage, 25% damage versus electrocuted enemies. This will passively electrocute them. It's really up to your preference. I would run the Mark III, and my attack pattern that I use is block push, light attack, heavy attack, light attack, heavy attack. And that's going to be your crowd control. And once you start singling out a target, just spam heavy attacks to get back into the regular attack sequence, just like that. It's not too hard. And for the plasma gun, dump stat is going to be charge rate. You will have plenty of time to kill the enemies, even when charging. Thermal resistance is good because if you do not have at least 75% thermal resistance, you will not be able to 3-shot those bosses before your gun overheats, and you're going to spend valuable time putting your thumb on the button, cooling it down, breaking toughness, and etc. Stopping power is important for knocking down Ogrins when you hit them in the face. Ammo is just nice because this thing is already very, very ammo hungry, and damage, obviously, you just want a ton of damage. For Curios, we're going to run triple toughness. I like running combat ability regeneration, toughness, and revive speed. These are just mixed and matched from other builds, but the most important thing is you have toughness as the main blessing, and then extra toughness is the perk. Because whenever you try to cool down your plasma gun, you're going to be spending toughness to do so. And if you have low toughness, that can lead to more damage getting through your toughness bar into your health if you're getting hit by melee enemies. When it comes to perks, I run Carapace and Unyielding for obvious reasons. This is our tank killing, tank busting weapon, boss busting weapon. We want this to annihilate those enemies, and the 25% damage increase on them is very, very valuable. And we cannot do what we do if we do not have it. When it comes to blessings, Get Hot. The critical chance is very, very nice in case you are sitting at high heat in executioner stance, and you want to be. If you are sitting in the back, sniping specialists through other enemies or through cover when you're at high heat, you want that crit rate to be high, and that's going to just help you do a little bit of extra damage if you start shooting at some ogrins. Rising heat is important. That 20% strength can stack with our marksman. 20% strength, that's 40% strength on the plasma gun, which is pretty nutty. All right. When it comes to our talent tree here, I run confirmed kill. This is just useful for regenerating toughness as we start killing elites while proccing our executioner stance. It's also something you should generally be running on most decent veteran builds. I like to run one motion. The plasma gun's a large weapon. It allows you to swap between your plasma gun and shock maul easier if you're getting swarmed by enemies. Volley Adept is nice. I guarantee you, if you go into an Auric, especially in high intensity shock troop Auric, and you start sitting in the back shooting guys, you will have to reload while your executioner's stance is still active. Volley Adept is very nice. You could also take Tactical Reload if you want to remove Grenade Tinkerer, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And Long Shot is very obvious. If you are above 12 meters away from an enemy, you're going to do even more damage to them. Close Order Drill, that's just an obvious pick. It's the only one you can put there. I take frag grenades. You do not need crack grenades. Any tank enemy that comes close to you will get absolutely annihilated by your plasma gun. Unless you are out of plasma gun ammo, which you shouldn't be, because you should be playing the game smartly and communicating with your team. Hey guys, I'm going to need the next ammo pickup, etc., etc. Don't use smoke grenades. They're a meme. Shutter frag grenades are nice because if you start getting swarmed, your shock mole may not be able to cover everything. Drop one of those at your feet, and the horde disappears. We're going to go 15% toughness for the extra toughness for a plasma gun. Superiority complex for that extra base damage against elites. Iron Will for more toughness. Field improvisation because you should be taking this on every single veteran build, regardless, because it helps you and your team. Catch a breath, which is the only one here. I take Survivalist because it's just the best, and if a different veteran in your team's taking Survivalist, go ahead and take Fire Team. It'll help you deal a little bit more damage. Next, always take Demolition Stockpile. Your main form of crowd control when shit hits the fan is going to be your Shredder frag grenades. These are going to help you not rely on picking up grenades and taking them from your teammates, from your high scum, or from your arbitrator with their shock mines or whatever. Next, I dropped Tactical Reload in to take Grenade Tinkerer, which just makes your Shutter frag grenades even better at clearing the horde. Next, our combat ability, Executioner Stance, the Plasma Caster. You're going to take that with the bigger they are. This is going to let us get extra time to reload, and our reload will actually be right at about 6 or 7 seconds, which will make sure that the moment we press left click again, we hit an elite, kill it, our Executioner Stance stays active. It also lets us take out monstrosities, captains, and ogrins, which means that we can still shoot ogrins and keep our ability up. Next, we're going to take 10 plus range damage and the extra stamina. Under the stamina, we're going to go Demolition Team, just helps us print more grenades. Tactical Awareness, because each one of those specialist enemy kills is going to bring that back up, and you can have this up for easily 80% of the game, and you'll see that in gameplay footage later. Rending or toughness, either or, it doesn't really matter. The rending is nice on the shock maul to get through flak and carapace armor. Bring it down is an obvious choice, so you can kill the bosses in 3 shots instead of 4. And focus target. You will be using this every time you see a monstrosity, captain, lieutenant, you name it. Ping it, let those stack up for a little bit, and then start blasting away at their weak spots, and you'll take them down very quickly. Enemy tag dies, extra 2.5 damage for each stack, and that's going to let us start stacking up focus target, and then, oh, a chaos spawn spawns, you mark it, you blast it away, and it's just gone. Focus target stacks increase to 6, that just makes it so much better. Then on the left side, we take precision strikes, hit weak spot, 30% extra damage. It's an obvious choice. Then we take marksman, which for on ability use, 10 seconds gains 20% strength. This is going to let us proc with rising heat to get 40% extra strength on the first 10 seconds of our ability. Now, unlike with Scryer's Gaze, where as you are in Scryer's Gaze, the cooldown does not regenerate, Executioner's Stance does. If you have Executioner's Stance running, like this, if I activate Executioner's Stance, you can see on the bottom right, it is still regenerating, even though it is still active. With something like Scryer's Gaze, that will not happen. So if I sit here for a little bit, just take out some specials, my ability to let that go, I can activate it again, and that refreshes that strength. And you can keep doing that over and over and over again, and keep it active for most of the game. We take fully loaded for the extra ammo, toughest damage reduction, which will make us take less damage when we're cooling off our plasma gun, and extra clip size because the plasma gun is not super great when it comes to that. And that's about it for the build. Triple toughness curios, plasma gun, shock mole, and then we're taking frag grenades, survivalist, executioner's stance, marksman, and focus target. Anyways, I hope that makes a lot of sense, and enjoy the gameplay. Take him out. realized nobody picked up that ammo crate.
Watch it, shouting to killed it! Sniper! They are at the very gate. Faithless art thou, Captain. The sister soldiers done fighting. Getting closer. Crutches fall, bring it down! Mid-station!